Woe to you, O destroyer, you who have not been destroyed. Woe to you, O traitor, who have not been betrayed. When you stop destroying, you will be destroyed. When you stop betraying, you will be betrayed. Okay, so we're talking here about Assyria. We'll identify the recipient of this woe as Assyria in a bit. So we're turning our attention now from woeing Jerusalem. We're saying all these woes to the people of Jerusalem. Started off saying woe to Ephraim, which is probably already gone by this point. And we've been having these series of woes against different groups of people in Jerusalem for engaging in different practices that God disapproved of. Excuse me. But now we are saying woe to Assyria. So we're turning the attention from Jerusalem, the bad habits of the people in Jerusalem, to the to Assyria. Now, this reference to the betrayer who betrays, who deals treacherously, is probably a reference to Assyria attacking Judah, even though Hezekiah paid them not to. This is one of the mysteries of history, okay? We don't really have, either in the Bible or in the Assyrian records, we don't really have a clear explanation for why Assyria even attacked Judah at this time, because Hezekiah did actually pay them off. Let's see here. 2 Kings chapter 18, starting in verse 13, says, In the 14th year of King Hezekiah's reign, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, attacked all the fortified cities of Judah and captured them. So Hezekiah, king of Judah, and that's basically what we're talking about in this series of woes. Like this series of woes that we're talking about here is covering probably this period of time or just beforehand. So Hezekiah, king of Judah, sent this message to the king of Assyria at Lachish. I have done wrong. Withdraw from me, and I will pay you whatever you demand of me. The king of Assyria exacted from Hezekiah, king of Judah, 300 talents of silver and 30 talents of gold. So Hezekiah gave him all the silver that was found in the temple of the Lord and the treasuries of the royal palace. At this time, King Hezekiah of Judah stripped off the gold with which he had covered the doors and doorposts of the temple of the Lord, and gave it to the king of Assyria. And then in verse 17, we go right on to the king of Assyria still attacking Jerusalem. So this payment that Hezekiah offered him did not get him to call off the invasion. We don't have any explanation as to why. Neither the Bible nor the Assyrian records explain why Sennacherib, the king of Assyria at this time, went ahead with the invasion of Judah, even though Hezekiah did pay him to stop. I think God just simply wanted to. I mean, I think God was maneuvering the king of Assyria into position so that this could happen. As for what Sennacherib's own reasoning or rationale was, I don't really know. But I think this idea of betraying and betrayer, and obviously destroying the cities of Judah. And I think the idea of betraying and a traitor and dealing treacherously is a reference to the fact that he demanded tribute from Hezekiah to call off the attack, and then even when Hezekiah gave him that tribute, he didn't call off the attack. So, woe to you, O destroyer, you who have not been destroyed. Woe to you, O traitor, you who have not been betrayed. When you stop destroying, you will be destroyed. When you stop betraying, you will be betrayed. O Lord, be gracious to us. We long for you. Be our strength every morning, our salvation in time of distress. At the thunder of your voice, the peoples flee. When you rise up, the nations scatter. Your plunder, O nations. Yes, so now he's talking to the nations. He was talking to God, now he's talking to the nations. Your plunder, O nations. Now he started off talking to the destroyer. Then he started talking to God, now he's talking to the nations. Your plunder, O nations, is harvested as by young locusts. Like a swarm of locusts, men pounce on it. The Lord is exalted, for he dwells on high. He will fill Zion with justice and righteousness. He will be the sure foundation for your times, a rich store of salvation and wisdom and knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the key to this treasure. Look, their brave men cry aloud in the streets. The envoys of peace weep bitterly because they couldn't secure peace with their negotiations and their tributes. The highways are deserted. No travelers are on the roads. It's dangerous out there. The Assyrian army is marching through and sacking cities left and right. The treaty is broken. Its witnesses are despised. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, it says down here in the footnotes that word witnesses is the cities are despised. No one is respected. The land mourns or dries up and wastes away. Lebanon is ashamed and withers. That's the forest. That's answer the forest. Those big cedar trees that were there in that time. Sharon is like Arabah, and Bashan and Carmel drop their leaves. Sharon was in the west, Bashan I think was in the north, and Carmel was in the east, and these were very fertile areas. And they're drying up and withering and dropping their leaves and going dry. Now I will arise, says the Lord. Now I will be exalted. Now I will be lifted up. You conceive chaff. You give birth to straw. Your breath is a fire that consumes you. The peoples will be burned as if to lime, so completely burned away. Like cut thorn bushes, they will be set ablaze. You who are far away. Again, when we talk about fiery judgment imagery in the Bible, it's always talking in the context of burning something up and it's gone, okay? Somehow or another, we got the idea in our heads that setting something on fire in judgment means it's burning up forever. But when you burn something up in judgment, it's gone, like it's completely gone. It's removed from existence. That is always what the imagery of fire refers to. And from the time we first see it in connection to Sodom and Gomorrah all the way through the end, something that is on fire and burned up in judgment to fire is burned up. It is gone. Now the fire itself may be unquenchable. No one can put it out until it's done burning up whatever it is that's burning up. And whatever is burned up is gone, like it's eternally destroyed in the sense that it's gone. Okay, there is an eternal punishment here. There is an eternal destruction. But there's nothing anywhere, honestly, except for maybe one verse in Revelation, which we'll get to at the very end, which refers to the idea of whatever is being on fire burning forever, like literally being on spiritual fire. Like that isn't in there. If you come to the Bible without bringing that notion to the table to begin with, you're not going to find it. Every reference to fiery judgment refers to the thing being judged being burned up and gone, removed, just out of the picture, gone. You're not going to see it anymore. Burning something as if to lime means burning it completely. It's gone. There's nothing left of it. It's history. Like cut thorn bushes, they will be set ablaze. You who are far away, hear what I have done. You who are near, acknowledge my power. The sinners in Zion are terrified. Trembling grips the godless. So again, that's the judge. If you're a sinner, if you're not in God's favor, if you haven't put your faith and security in the Lord, you're going to be terrified. Who of us can dwell with the consuming fire? Who of us can dwell with everlasting burning? Now again, what is that everlasting burning referring to? It's referring to being burned up and gone everlastingly. He who walks righteously and speaks what is right, who rejects gain from extortion and keeps his hand from accepting bribes, who stops his ears against plots of murder and shuts his eyes against contemplating evil. This is the man who will dwell in the heights, whose refuge will be the mountain forest. His bread will be supplied, and water will not fail him. Your eyes will see the king in his beauty, and view a land that stretches afar. In your thoughts you will ponder the former terror, the things that were terrorizing you earlier. Assyria, in other words. Where is that chief officer? Where is the one who took the revenue? Where is the officer in charge of the towers? You will see these arrogant people no more. These people of an obscure speech, with their strange, incomprehensible tongue. Look upon Zion, the city of our festivals. Your eyes will see Jerusalem, a peaceful abode, a tent that will not be moved. Its stakes will never be pulled up, nor any of its ropes broken. Okay, so when they went to the festivals in Jerusalem, especially for the festival of booths, which was all about them living in booths again for a week, they built these temporary huts or shelters outside the city to stay in while they were there. So these festivals, it's talking about this festival nature, this festival culture of going to the city and living in a temporary dwelling place that will not actually be temporary. It will be permanent. It will be forever. This festival atmosphere celebrating the Lord will be permanent and everlasting. There the Lord will be our mighty one. It will be like a place of broad rivers and streams. No galley with oars will ride them. No mighty ship will sail them. For the Lord is our... Now, a lot of major cities were built near rivers. Jerusalem was not. It had valleys surrounding it instead. But even the cities that were built near rivers could be attacked potentially by ships that went down the river to the city. So they're not going to have that problem. They're going to have all the advantages of being a city by rivers and none of the disadvantages. For the Lord is our judge. The Lord is our lawgiver. The Lord is our king. It is he who will save us. Your rigging hangs loose. The mast is not held secure. The sail is not spread. Then an abundance of spoils will be divided, and even the lame will carry off plunder. No one living in Zion will say, I am ill, and the sins of those who dwell there will be forgiven.